The United Kingdom has overtaken Italy's death tally and is now the second worst hit nation due to the pandemic. The Office for the National Statistics added around 7,000 new deaths to Britain's overall death toll. These were recorded in the week leading up to the 24th of April. But the government figures had failed to incorporate them. The revised tally includes suspected cases as well. There is only one country with more COVID-19 deaths than the UK, the United States. Despite hard data, British ministers are rejecting comparisons with other nations. Foreign Minister Dominic Raab attributed the high death toll to what he called Britain's transparent system of collating deaths. Listen into what he said.
I don't think we'll get a real verdict on how well countries have done until the pandemic is over, and in particularly until we've got comprehensive international data on all-cause mortality. But I think there's 2 points that I'd make about the way the UK has approached things. There are different ways of counting deaths. As we know, we've had that debate in this country. We now publish data that includes all deaths in all settings, and not all countries do that, so I'm not sure that the international comparison works unless you reliably know that all countries are measuring in the same way.
Britain has recorded 42,000 excess deaths so far. 80% of these deaths are related to COVID-19. So even by the metric of excess death, Britain's response is nothing to write home about. Prime Minister Boris Johnson claims that the UK is past the virus peak. While figures from hospitals corroborate the claim, nursing homes narrate a completely different story. Much like the rest of Europe, deaths in nursing homes have been ignored by the government, it seems. UK's Labour Party leaders feel that the virus is yet to hit its peak in the social care sector. Joining us on the broadcast this minute is our London Bureau Chief, Mandy Clark, live. Thanks very much, Mandy, for speaking with us. Even as the numbers continue to mount and the UK is now the second worst affected country, the Prime Minister is drawing up plans to ease restrictions. What's the latest that you have on that front?
Well, certainly we are expecting an easing of restrictions. There are lots of discussions on why Britain was so badly hit. We heard it when today it was the first time that Boris Johnson faced the new opposition leader, Keir Starmer, and that was one of Keir Starmer's main points, that Britain was slow on the mark when it came to closing down, and the lockdown was nowhere near as serious and quick and as severe as we saw in Europe, and so those numbers of deaths continued to be larger. Of course, as you heard earlier, the government is arguing that they are including nursing homes and that different countries have different ways of counting deaths. So there's no, they argue that it's not comparing like for like. That didn't really wash with the opposition party. It's unclear that if it's washing with the British public, but it's quite clear that those nursing homes have seen spreading everywhere, and it was very difficult to contain it, and it's unlikely that it has been contained in those vulnerable homes. But we can expect a level of easing. It was quite clear that the Prime Minister says this will be done in stages. Britain won't all of a sudden be lifting the lockdown, and we will only hear details of those lockdown easing restrictions tomorrow. That's when they're due to have that 3-week review, and as they repeatedly say, based on scientific facts. So we have apparently passed the peak. We can expect easing, but it will be slow and measured rather than a complete lift.
Right, and speaking specifically about the care homes, the figures have been extremely worrying over the last few days, Mandy. What measures is the government taking to ensure that the spread of the virus is contained in those facilities?
It's extremely difficult, and one of the problems for a long time was that nursing homes were just not considered a frontline hospital, and so that PPE, that personal protective equipment that is so vital to keeping the healthcare protected, simply wasn't there. So there's still a demand for personal protective equipment in those care homes. That hasn't happened just yet, and the problem is they're notoriously understaffed. So nurses are going from client to client and has the ability to be asymptomatic but pass that on. So it is still a major problem in Britain, one that they have not resolved yet.
All right, leaving it there for the moment. Thanks very much, Mandy, for those updates.